Hip hop isn't divided. Y'all are just lost. So apparently Kendrick Lamar divided hip hop. Not the industry itself, not streaming platforms, not fan delusion. Kendrick. Right. Let's talk about that. There's this narrative floating around that hip hop is somehow more divided than ever, and apparently it's Kendrick's fault for dropping Not Like Us. Yeah, alright. But let's be real. The people pushing this narrative the hardest, it's not casual listeners, it's not even hip-hop culture heads. It's fans from the other side, and more specifically, DJ academics and the media voices tied to him. Let's get one thing straight. Hip-hop didn't become divided because Kendrick dropped one diss track. The so-called divide has always existed. You had two different schools of rap. One that stood for bars, artistry, and legacy, and another that prioritized charts, entertainment, and vibes. Drake and Kendrick didn't cause this split. They just so happen to be the faces of each side. So if you're gonna say Not Like Us divided hip hop, then you're ignoring the fact that this tension was already there. Kendrick just lit the match. The gas was already leaking. Now let's talk about who's really pushing this divide. DJ academics and platforms like his are the clear example. Every time this man opens his mouth, the gap widens. He's the loudest voice pretending to be neutral while spreading lies, rewriting history, and babying Drake's image. They say Kendrick started it, completely ignoring the years of subliminal shots, disrespect, and passive-aggressive industry moves from Drake. They act like Not Like Us came out of nowhere, like there was no push before the punch. It's selective memory. And every time academics feeds into this delusion, he's not just covering hip-hop, he's engineering fan-base conflict. Now, speaking of fan bases, let's talk about them real quick. There's a clear obsession with numbers, streams, and charts, and that didn't come from the Kendrick fans. It came from the other side. The same folks screaming Kendrick is only winning because of Drake are the ones who built this toxic scoreboard culture in the first place. Now that their favorite artist took a loss, they want to change the rules. Kendrick wins the beef. Oh, Not Like Us only blew up because of Drake. He gets the Super Bowl. That's just the NFL hype. Highest grossing tour with SZA, that's all SZA, not him. Well, y'all would have to go check on Nicki because she clearly thinks it's Kendrick's tour. But that's for another time. You see this pattern, right? Anytime Kendrick wins, it must be because of something else, never because he earned it. That's not criticism, that's coping. Now, let's keep it fair. If you're gonna blame Kendrick for dividing hip hop, you gotta blame Drake too, because it takes two to tango. But no one on that side is saying Drake damaged the culture, even though he leaned on gimmicks and rollout tactics that strayed away from just rapping and keeping it on wax, and he made the beef personal with someone who warned him not to take it there. So why is this all to blame on Kendrick? Simple, because he won. And now the losers are trying to flip the narrative and act like his victory broke the game. It's not division, it's denial. Here's the part they don't want to admit though. Hip hop is in one of the best places it's been in years. We're getting amazing albums across the spectrum. We got a JID album on the way. The Clips just dropped a crazy project. Lil Sims delivered high-level artistry, pen game, and sound design with barely even a mention from mainstream platforms. And that's not even including the underground scenes that are thriving on Bandcamp, SoundCloud, and TikTok. The only reason they're crying about a divide is because the spotlight isn't on Drake right now. Now, let's address something that doesn't get said enough. A lot of people don't want to give Kendrick credit because his wins make their favorites look bad by comparison. The issue isn't Kendrick being divisive, it's Kendrick forcing people to confront uncomfortable truths about the state of rap. The bars still matter, the gimmicks don't last forever, and that you can't hide behind brand deals and streaming bundles when it's just you and a beat. And for some people, especially media voices who've built their platforms on Drake's dominance, that's threatening. They feel the walls closing in. So instead of evolving, they attack the artists that made them feel that pressure. And that's what makes this whole narrative laughable. It's not Kendrick versus Drake, it's accountability versus comfort zones. Now let's break down the playbook that academics and the people on the other side use every single time. Number 1, deny the L. Drake didn't lose, Kendrick just made a party record. Number 2, blame the opponent. Kendrick divided the culture, Kendrick fans are toxic. Number 3, shift the conversation. Is hip hop even relevant anymore? Maybe it's dying, it has to be Kendrick's fault. Number 4, inflate Drake's next move. Drake posts a studio pic with an emoji in the caption, and academics will add on and say, something's coming. It's the same distraction loop every single time. Pretend the conversation didn't happen, pretend the battle wasn't a battle, and act like Kendrick's success is somehow a bad thing. And the wildest part, they're doing this all while calling Kendrick fans a cult, as if constantly defending one artist and rewriting reality for him isn't the most cultish behavior imaginable. Now, let's be clear, no one's saying Kendrick was perfect, but when the dust settled, Kendrick stood on a viral hit with Not Like Us.
He a fan, he a fan, he a fan. He a fan, he a fan, he a...
A clear, coherent story across multiple tracks.
But don't tell no lie about me, and I won't tell truths about you.
Live performances that shut down entire stadiums. And a stronger legacy now left untouched. Drake, he gave us overly produced rollout tactics, guest appearances that made no sense.
Walk on Daylyt, double date me if you like me.
A really odd diss track that is incoherent, that his fan base still claims is somehow the best.
You know who even bang a set out there? CB. Always rapping like you about to get the slaves free. You just acting like an activist, it's make believe.
Along with another song that used AI vocals of the late great Tupac.
Talk about him liking young girls, that's a gift for me. Heard it on the Budding podcast, it's gotta be true.
And when he couldn't win over the casuals, he would resort to using his stan pages and fake bot accounts to push his narrative, allegedly. So if we're being fair, then cool, let's be fair. But if y'all are just going to ignore half the story and blame Kendrick for breaking hip-hop, just say you're mad he didn't play by the rules of your bubble. And one last thing. A big part of this divide narrative is this idea that hip-hop needs a spokesperson or gatekeeper to explain what's happening. Usually people like academics. But the truth is, hip-hop has never needed validation from industry media. The streets validate it, the fans validate it, the bars validate it, and the culture decides. So when a song like Not Like Us explodes in every hood, at every party, in every car, but academic still says Kendrick broke the genre, that's not a critique. That's just a man talking over the sound of a culture he no longer understands. So no, Kendrick didn't divide hip-hop. He exposed the division that already existed, then walked away as y'all tried to clean up the mess. If Family Matters was the undisputed hit of the beef, no one would be crying about hip-hop being broken. Y'all would be singing it loud like Back to Back in 2015. But now that the wind went the other way, suddenly it's a crisis? Please. This isn't about a divide. This is just truly what losing sounds like. And if that truth makes you uncomfortable, maybe it's time you ask why you needed Kendrick to lose so bad in the first place. Thank you guys so much for all the support you've been giving me on all my recent uploads. Why thinking in hip hop became a problem, that video that I just put out, it's doing really good numbers. I'm almost at 20,000 on that, and I'm almost at my goal of 5,000 subscribers. So thank you so much to every single person, whether you agree with me or not, and you subscribed and you supported the channel. I truly do appreciate it. My goal for the end of summer is 5,000 subscribers. So if I can get there, if you guys can help me get there, that would be amazing. But I would love to hear your opinions on this whole fake divide, real divide in hip hop, and this narrative that they're now using that Kendrick is the reason why hip hop is in a horrible place, even though it's not. And I just would love to hear your opinions on that and the state of the culture, or where it looks like we're going moving forward. Who you're looking forward to in hip hop, and who's dropping, who do you want to hear from the most? And what do you guys think of this tired narrative? There's thousands of narratives, new narratives you guys are creating every day. But with this specific narrative, how do you guys feel about them claiming that Kendrick is the reason why hip hop is divided? Sound off below. I would love to hear your opinions. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. And thank you for tuning in once again. Don't forget to stay blessed and stay tuned.
Hey, tell me, I don't want to talk on no selling. You know I got language barriers. There's no accent you can sell me. You're cold and ivory, you know I'm a selfish. The crown is heavy. I pray they ain't my real friends. If not,